Hi friends, it's Gina. Welcome back to the Destination Baby and Kids YouTube channel. I'm very excited to be with you today to go over another skinny car seat. This is in our series of slender car seats, ideally for 3 across situations. So the one that we are focusing on right now is going to be the Graco SlimFit3 LX. So just a quick note, Graco makes another slim fit car seat that is not narrow. It's very confusing. I had to triple check to make sure I ordered the correct one. So if you are looking for the one that has an overall narrowness of less than 17 inches, the one you are going to be looking for is the SlimFit3 LX. So that's the model we have in front of us today. And excited to get into it for its features as just a regular car seat in your car, as what is referred to as an all-in-one, but also then its merits as a 3 across. There will be an additional video showing the installation of this in a car for 3 across. We encourage you to like, follow, subscribe this channel so that you can check out that video once it's released. But right now we're just going to go over the individual seating and then we'll culminate with a 3 across install. So very exciting. All right, so this color is called Cunningham. I got this from Graco Baby. I don't sell Graco Baby, so just so that my clients and my customers and anybody who watching understands, I am not paid by Graco to do this review video. This is just my own personal opinion. I don't sell Graco, but I'm excited to go over it because as somebody who does do a lot of different installs for my customers, I like to know what the options are on the market and what makes one seat better, worse, different than the other. So that's really what we're getting into. This guy is going to be rear facing from 5 to 40 pounds. It will be forward facing 22 to 65 pounds with a height restriction of 49 inches. And then it will be a booster seat up until 57 standing inches or 100 pounds, whatever comes first. So it'll do backward, forward, and booster all in one seat. If we look at it, I think the things, I'm going to start on the positives, the things that I really like about this seat. First of all, I'm going to give Graco another A+ for an excellent instruction book. These instruction books that they make are significantly clearer than most other brands. A lot of the questions that I have as a technician are answered directly in the manual, and it's very clear instructions with clear pictures of what's going on. So whomever is in charge of this at Graco should really pat themselves on the back. This is excellent. Additionally, this seat is going to have some really nice features, especially considering Graco, as I said, is much more of a mass merchant brand and not a boutique brand. So what do I like about it? What I like is that as the child gets larger, it has an adjustable headrest that raises the shoulder harness height with the headrest. So as you can see, as I'm making that taller, this piece is rising with the headrest. I'm not needing to do what's called a manual rethread harness and readjust that as the child gets taller. So that's one feature that's really nice about it. Other additional features that I think are great on this seat, I think they've done a nice job picking a fabric that feels relatively premium, so it's soft, but it's also very breathable. So it's got mesh, and I'm not sure if you can see it super clearly there, but there is quite a bit of mesh on these pieces just to help breathability. My nephews were always very sweaty, so I like that they include that. Another thing that I thought was great on this seat is that it has a 17.5-inch torso harness height, which means that the amount from butt to shoulder is about 17.5 inches. That is pretty accommodating. You could certainly get something that goes a little bit taller. There's a few seats that'll do that, but I like this on this seat being slender and then also having the tall shoulder harness height. What you might notice when looking at the seat is that down here, the seat width on the seat pan is actually relatively narrow. So you're looking at about 10.5 to 11 inches down here of seated space. Why would that matter? If your goal is to use this forever, like using one seat for all of its uses, it may be as your child ages into booster seat age, this will become too tight for them. I'm not saying this is going to be true of every kid. A lot of kids are quite petite, but it wouldn't surprise me for a handful of people, if not more, as the child ages, they might prefer something that fits their body a little bit more graciously. So that's something to be aware of. And I would say that this is true on most 3-in-1 seats. So it's not a knock on this one specifically, but that's true of a lot of the ones that can also be a booster. By the time the kid is in the booster seat range, you would probably pick something else, or they might have input on wanting something else. That being said, I do like that it's built in. Another feature you see me utilizing that I'm absolutely very serious about is for what are referred to as harness retainers. These are pieces that you can put your buckle over to the side, which makes taking a child in and out of the seat significantly easier because we're not digging these pieces out every single time that we're dealing with the seat. So that's a really nice feature. I would say in general, the seat is very feature rich, which I love. And as you can see, it's pretty gracious in terms of for shorter and taller children. So pretty broad variety. And it does have, you know, the 10 separate stopping points on that road going up. So that's exciting. Additionally, we have 2 little holes here where cup holders would go. It does come with 2. As I'm going to be doing this for Slim Fit Narrow installation, it's not something I want to focus on because you'd have to remove it for that, but it definitely does come with cup holders, so that's a nice feature. And then there's going to be 4 position reclines. So you have 2 very deep recline positions, one for a very small baby and then one as they get larger. It will make a very distinct click noise once you hit on the correct positioning. There's also a leveler on the side to tell you based on your child's weight range and capabilities where that recline should be sitting. And then there will be forward-facing harness. There are 2 different positions. And then for booster seat, it's just the most upright position. So that to me is in alignment with a lot of other all-in-one seats. So I think that that's pretty cool. I would also point out that that adjustment, like 99% of car seats, okay, you can't really adjust the recline once the seat is correctly installed. Most car seats, once they're correctly installed, you won't be able to adjust the recline. I'm not saying that's true of every seat, but I'm saying it's more common than not that once the seat's installed, you're going to leave it at the recline position it is because it physically will not move once it's in super tightly. That being said, I almost always set my rear-facing customers' kids in the most reclined mode because it gives them the most head support and it feels like it has the most leg room. All right, so this one we can install with latch or seatbelt. It will have latches included, all car seats will. I will point out that getting these out from the interior was a little scary, only because I had to pull super hard. I think it's nice that they have a little housing unit for it, but by that same measure, it would be nice if it came out a little more easily. And then I'll just show this one briefly with a fast install on my demo seat here. So you would lock the one latch or lower anchor, you hit the other one, and then you center the seat. You want to make sure it's not moving an inch. So there's a piece that you would tighten on this right-hand side, and that would enable you to get a much tighter installation for the seat where it's not having that movement. All in all, as a seat just for day-to-day use, as a convertible car seat, I actually think it's a pretty decent little option. That being said, there are some things about it that other seats do better. It doesn't include any anti-rebound device, so that's one thing. Another thing is that in a 3 across mode, which I'm going to have a direct comparison of this to Diono and then also to Clek. We're going to talk about what makes a seat good or bad for a 3 across situation. It's a broad variety of things that we don't necessarily have to consider when we're just thinking about the car seat on its own. For a 3 across installation, I would probably say this is an awesome choice for a forward-facing child. I don't know if it would be my #1 choice for a rear-facing child, and I would encourage you to watch my video about the 3 across and the comparison just so that you can more deeply delve into why one would be better than another in that situation. That being said, all in all for the price point, I think this one is around $279. It delivers a very solid value for dollar. And it would be one, I think that would be a nice option if you are trying to do 3 across in a more cost-effective manner. There's a lot of 3 across choices. Some are as much as $750. This one is definitely going to be much more reasonably priced and actually relatively simple to do the installation on. So, As I said, please feel free to like, subscribe, watch my other videos, and if you have questions at all or comments about this specific seat, please feel free to leave them in the comments below. But yeah, Graco's been turning out some pretty good little car seats. The two that I've reviewed, I've actually thought were significant improvements over what they did, you know, even 5 years ago. So give them credit where it's due. They also have the clearest manual. And yeah, please let me know if there's anything else that we can go over with you to help you understand more about your baby gear. Thanks so much.